watching the India Today Group Cicero post-poll numbers. We've looked at Uttar Pradesh. I now want to focus on the key battleground state of West Bengal. We'll start with the vote share percentages for West Bengal, and then we'll come to the seat share percentages. Here are the numbers for West Bengal. The Congress, which had 13% of the vote share last time by itself, now projected to pick up 15% of the vote share. That's a gain of 2, but that's also because the Congress this time is fighting more seats. Last time they were in an alliance in West Bengal. Now, after this, let's look at the Trinamool, which had 31% of the vote share last time, now expected to increase that to 37. That's a gain of 6% of the vote share for the Trinamool, giving it a very formidable position in West Bengal. The BJP, which had 6% of the vote share in West Bengal, now expected to take that up to 14. That's a gain of 8% for the BJP in West Bengal, a fairly substantial performance for the BJP in West Bengal. A commendable performance. Let's see how much of that is actually converting into seats. Then let's look at the left, which had 44% of the vote share in Bengal last time, now crashing by 19%, coming down to 25. Let's take you through the seat share allocation for West Bengal done by Cicero for the India Today Group. The Congress likely to pick up between 4 and 6 seats in comparison with the 6 that they had last time. The BJP between 0 and 2. So that big jump into vote share not converting into extra seats for the BJP. The Trinamool expected to pick up between 25 and 29 seats. Whereas the left is expected to pick up between 7 and 11 instead of the 15. So the big story really, Dr. Lahiri, is that the Trinamool is actually jumping from 19 to 25 to 29, which essentially means that after the Congress and the BJP, the Trinamool Congress will be the third biggest party in the next Lok Sabha.
Rahul, since I'm a Bengali myself...
And you travelled all across Bengal.
Yeah, I can poke fun at Bengalis.
Yes.
Bengalis, unlike the rest of India, do not change their loyalties soon. They were extremely loyal to the leftists for 34 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with the Trinamool for some time at least. And they've gone from strength to strength. Ultimately, I think what is happening is that the BJP is making inroads. BJP was never there, though Shyama Prasad Mukherjee was the founding president of the Bharatiya Janata Sangh. The BJP never got more than single-digit votes in West Bengal. So what you are seeing is a quantum jump in the BJP percentage of votes. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see that getting translated into seats, not so much in this election, but next election.
You're saying it's an investment into the future.
It's an investment.
Not translate. Veer Sanghvi is also joining us straight out of a flight and into our studios. A jump in vote share not translating into seats just yet, but an investment in the future, and showing the fact that even in states where the BJP was virtually written off, there was some form of a Narendra Modi wave.
Yeah, I don't think you can get around this Narendra Modi wave argument any longer. I think you can claim quite reasonably that there's an anti-Congress wave, and that's reflected throughout India. But to say that there is no Narendra Modi wave is just plain churlish now. Clearly, a lot of the vote has been for Modi, whether liberals and lefties like it or not. In the case of West Bengal, what you have to accept is we are seeing the complete collapse of the left as a political force. We have this romantic view of the Bengali left as being intellectuals sitting in coffee houses. But in the districts of West Bengal, it's gundas, cadres, people who rig elections, who man booths, who run reigns of terror. There's been a wholesale shift of these gundas and co from one cadre, which is the left cadre, into the Trinamool cadre. If you look at what's happening in the villages, it's not very different. The Trinamool is functioning pretty much the same way as the left did. That's the reality. Given that, there has to be some kind of opposition. The left is collapsing as a force. The Congress has never really got its act together since Mamata left. There is a vacuum, and Modi seems in a position to be able to fill at least some of it.
Okay, Prakash Javadekar of the BJP is also joining us on this broadcast. We're discussing West Bengal at this time, sir. A jump in vote share for the BJP from about 10 to 14, not necessarily immediately translating into seats. But are you looking at this as an investment into the future, Mr. Javadekar?
Rahul, I must come in at this point.
Yes,
see, 10.4% that you're talking about, that's a simulated one.
Just one second.
The percentage votes for the BJP, if you look at the Election Commission numbers, it's 6%. So it's an even larger swing
8% swing in favor of the
8%
BJP.
swing.
And that's a big swing.
That's a big
But
swing.
not in this election, at least, Mr. Javadekar, immediately turning into extra seats for the BJP.
The fundamental law of election winning or seats, getting the seats, is you must have the organization at each booth level, you must have the local credible leadership working in the people, and you must have the vote base of 2.5 lakh at least, or at least 2 lakh. Then such occasions when you get tremendous swing in your favor, that makes the winning combination. But if you are less than 1 lakh votes, then any wave don't add up to the seat, it adds up to your votes. So that's the fundamental rule in the politics. So we are building a party in some states, and we have succeeded where we are in alliance. So we are succeeding in Simandhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, but Kerala and Bengal still remains where we win. We are opening account with 2, 3, I will say 3 seats or 4 seats there and 1 seat in Kerala, but that's how it happens. So
Okay.
we are continuously trying to build up leadership, organization, and we'll continue to do it in future.
Derek O'Brien from the Trinamool Congress is also joining us on this broadcast. 37% vote share between 25 and 29 seats. Mamta Di could, if this poll turns out to be bang on, turn out to be the 3rd largest party in the next Lok Sabha, which is what you were angling for, Derek.
Not really angling for. I mean, that's I don't like that expression, Rahul. But anyway, we won't quibble about the expression. Yes, we believe that we've done a lot of good development work in Bengal. The Trinamool Congress under Mamta Di have. So we were looking at these elections as a referendum on the development work we've done in Bengal in the last 3 years. And before we say anything political, I sincerely want to thank, on behalf of the Trinamool Congress, your entire team at Headlines Today, Aaj Tak and India Today, and all the research agencies you've used to put these numbers together. Whether the numbers are right or wrong is another matter. And we also are not like the Congress party, who just because we won't come on these polls because we don't believe in them. No, I think we want to be very sporting and come on the show.
Yeah, it helps when you're the winning party. When you're shown getting 37% of the vote share, it's very easy being magnanimous. When the polls show a big decline in your fortunes, that's when the problems start, Derek.
No. See, Rahul, I'll tell you something. Frankly, there's one channel which is they keep advertising themselves as India's highest watched channel. Times Now. They've given us 20 seats. They are absolutely a hopeless channel, at least when it comes to this research, because if we get 20 seats, I'll stand on my head on television. So I think the range which you've given is good. That's the kind of range. It may go a little higher than that. But I think the bigger picture, Rahul, what is the number you've given to the NDA?
272 plus minus 11. That's the number, and that's the question I want to come to, because we got Prakash Javadekar with us on the program. And the BJP has already indicated, Derek, that they are willing to stitch a broader coalition. Mamta and Jayalalitha are 2 possible prospective post-poll allies. Will Didi play tango with Modi? Are you going to be willing to come on board as part of a post-poll alliance, as part of the NDA, Derek?
I don't know what tango, but this is the wonderful mango season. But you know, these are numbers, Rahul, so I'm not going to dispute these numbers. But I think what are the messages from these numbers? The messages from these numbers is, one, this corrupt Congress government is going to do very, very badly in these elections. I think that is one important number. Number 2, the kind of money, the thousands of crores of rupees which the BJP and the Congress have spent on these elections, that's going to be one of our priorities in the new dispensation. We desperately need electoral reforms, because otherwise parties like mine... You're not
answering my question, Derek. I'm asking you a straight question. Will Mamta Banerjee...
No,
okay, let me ask Prakash Javadekar first. Will Mamata Banerjee be one of the allies that Narendra Modi will reach out to post the 16th of May, Mr. Javadekar?
We are very sure of our majority as NDA as of today. And so on Friday we will have 300 plus seats. But let me tell you, though these parties will not be part of our alliance, still every party and every state government we will work with, because we have to take country forward. And there the Modi says that it is the PM and CM team. What does that mean? That gives more devolution of funds, that ensures more flexibility to the states to decide their priorities, not follow the tailor-made scheme by the center. And there is a lot of things to be done in cooperation with each other. It may be the Congress state also, it may be any other state, but still we have to work together for the betterment of the country. But to that extent, every party and every state is our alliance.
Now, one of the realities, Veer Sanghvi, of these numbers is that Narendra Modi, if these numbers are correct, doesn't need to depend on Mamata Banerjee, on Jayalalitha, on Mayawati. He seems to have the mandate to rule India with just the NDA in the way that it exists at this time.
Absolutely. I think that's clear in the responses you're getting from my old friend Derek. This is the man who came on a fortnight ago and looked at camera and said, I have a message for the butcher of Gujarat. And then there is Mamata Banerjee who said we should tie a rope around his waist and beat him. And yet now when you ask him, are you going to support Modi, enter into an alliance? No butchery is mentioned at all.
No butchery is mentioned, Derek? Suddenly the venom seems to have gone?
Yeah.
Is that in the hope of a special package for Bengal?
No. Let me tell you. Firstly, I'm seeing Veer after such a long time after seeing such a long time and having a long day. So very warm good evening to Veer. And if the NDA are short by 20 or 25 or 30 or 35, and if they're looking to get those numbers from Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress, that will not be possible. Let me make it absolutely clear that we have two major priorities. One is to continue the good work we've done in Bengal, because we believe that good work gets rewarded by the people in elections. And second is, we will keep fighting parties like the BJP NDA. There's no question of joining the BJP this NDA, and there's no question of even getting involved with the Congress because of the corruption. So I want to make it absolutely clear, if Veer is saying that, you know, there's no viciousness, you don't need to be vicious, that's an election campaign. Today we've completed the election campaign, but if my old, the senior journalist Veer Sanghvi is trying to suggest that we are going to be pussyfooting with Mr. Modi, no Veer, please don't get that impression. Let me nip that idea in the bud.
Okay, Ashok Lahiri has a point in question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, here, as I was telling you, Rahul, one of the major fears before this election was whether the mandate would be a fractured one, resulting in an unstable coalition, and the government constantly saying coalition compulsions. The best analogy that I have found, whether the dog will be so weak that the tail will wag the dog rather than the dog wagging the tail. If you have to believe our exit poll, it seems the dog will be strong enough so that the tail will not be wagging the dog will be wagging the tail. So I think who will support this government from outside is a question of some interest, but not of critical interest.
Okay, and Derek O'Brien, Modi's been talking a lot of running the government with the states, having the states as equal partners in running the government. Is that something Mamata Banerjee is looking forward to? How do you see a possible Modi Prime Ministership being different from a Manmohan Singh Prime Ministership?
See, Rahul, between now and the next 80 hours till the results come out, spokespersons like me and anchors like you have a job to do. So we'll keep having these discussions for the next 80 hours. No problem, you keep calling us. We will keep coming here and we'll chat with everybody else. But the reality check will only happen in about 80 hours from now. You know? So who's to know what will happen? All we are concerned about, we are very clear on policy. when we say women's reservation, we mean 33% women reservation. We don't mean BJP style of women's reservation of 8% of their candidates, or Congress style with 15%. Trinamool style is 27% women's reservation. So we'll talk about all this on the 27th.
Okay,
Till
you're
then,
happy
let's
with the
have this nice,
numbers the
easy
poll is
banter.
giving the Trinamool, but he's not prepared to believe the numbers the poll is giving the BJP. Saran wants to make a quick point.
I have a question. I have a point
Why?
about you talk about the Trinamool not supporting BJP, but if you look at these numbers, not just in Bengal but in eastern India more generally, there's a case to be made for the BJP not wanting the Trinamool support, because if they're playing a long game, they've got 14%, the left is in meltdown, they're headed to their lowest ever in history. Who is going to occupy that space? And presumably the BJP is going to be feeling bullish about its chances in the long term.
Do you think of the BJP as a long-term threat to the Trinamool in West Bengal, Derek?
See, please understand. This is very interesting analysis. All this time, we were being asked the question on television channels whether this BJP is going to come in Bengal and going to get 3 and 4. My friend Prakash is talking about 3 or 4 seats in Bengal, and Mr. Modi came and did 7 rallies in Bengal, and there's a great Modi wave in Bengal. My simple and humble understanding of Bengal, if my friend Prakash wants to get 3-4 seats, he has to look somewhere else. In Bengal, BJP will get 1 seat, max 1 seat. Now, the big point which the speaker before this raised, that's interesting. If I'm looking at the vote percentages, not only from your channel, but the other channels, the left was dead, now they have been buried. Now, a certain percentage of the left vote has obviously gone to the BJP because they started off on 6% and they'll probably go into double figures now. There's no doubting that fact. But the Trinamool Congress, Rahul, fought the last elections. We got 19 seats in alliance with the Congress. We fought as the alliance partner. Now look what's happened 5 years from now. We've not worked with the Congress because of their anti-people policies. We fought on our own, and from 19 we're going up to 25 to 31.
Okay.
So give us some credit for the good work we've done.
But there is a serious point. The point is, as there is a new generation of Bengalis who are growing up, who feel more and more disconnected with the left front, is the BJP a possible long-term threat to the Trinamool? And in that case, Sadanand's theory that it makes no sense to tie up with the Trinamool because you can challenge them in the future.
I think Sadanand is absolutely on the ball. In West Bengal, the fight has been for the opposition space. With left ruling for 34 years, it was the Congress and Trinamool who were jostling to unseat the Congress. Now that the Trinamool has unseated the left, and Trinamool, some people will say that its ideology is slightly to the left, if not as leftist as the left. There is a space for the non-left to occupy the occupations of the opposition space. And that opposition space, who is going to occupy? I think BJP, if it does make an inroad, and if the exit poll of Dhananjay and India Today group proves to be right, I think BJP will smell blood.
It's a potential area.
It's a potential area.
The reality is
I think this is the fight between
they're still 11% short of the left. The left is still the principal opposition to the Trinamool, regardless of how much people get carried away by the possibility of there being a Narendra Modi.
But if you see what has happened in the former Soviet Union, what has happened in China, is it an ideology that one can really say
absolutely. That's a good long-term question.